What is going on, buddy? Welcome back to All Things Film. Today I'm going to be talking about Danai, Gurira, aka Michonne on The Walking Dead, who has recently come out and talked about, this whole Carl situation, Chandler situation, whatever you want to call it. She recently came out and talked about it. So today I'm going to be covering the interview. So without further ado, let's begin. So I've been waiting for this interview with Danai Gurira because I really wanted to hear her thoughts on Carl. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been getting so many actors talking about this whole Carl situation. We got Norman Reedus, Andrew Lincoln, Lauren Cohan, and then obviously we got Scott M. Gimple, Greg Nicotero, and then even the creator, Robert Kirkman, whose actually favorite character is Carl. So we've been getting a lot of people talking about this whole Carl Chandler thing, but the one person I've been waiting for is Danai Gurira, because we know how close Michonne and Carl are in this story, and she even talks about this in this interview. Now this interview was with Huffington Post, I believe, but I'm reading this article of a comicbook.com. If you want to go check out the whole article, by all means go ahead and do so. But to begin, she says, I got a little depressed for a while, straight up. You're in a story, you're in it, and you're also in a family. It was hard. And then to sum up the whole, her emotions in response to Carl's death in just two words, absolutely devastated. Now, I keep hearing this word devastated going around the Walking Dead community when it comes to these actors talking about Carl. You know, Lauren Cohan said it, and Norman Reedus both said they were absolutely devastated. And it makes sense because as actors, they're devastated to lose a colleague who, not lose a colleague like he's gone forever, but like they're not going to work with him anymore moving forward. And then as characters, they're devastated to lose obviously a friend, a family member. So and the ones who are coming out and talking about Carl are the ones who've been there since season 1, 2, and 3. Rick, Michonne, Daryl, Maggie. They've all been there since the early on seasons, and they're the ones who've seen Carl grow up as a character and Chandler grew up as an actor. So and then obviously the producers and the writers have obviously been there since the beginning as well. So I think these people are the ones who are most affected by it because imagine Rick, like Andrew Lincoln. He probably, the first person he met on set was probably Chandler Riggs, like if not Lori and Shane's character too. But he probably met, one of the first people he met was Chandler Riggs, and he's like working together for 7, 8 years, and now he's gone. And I still believe in my heart that something bad happened behind the scenes that made a drastic turn to the series, because I don't think no one expected this to happen. So I still believe that something happened behind the scenes that we don't know. But moving forward, Danai Gurira also continues to say, Carl and Chandler are a blessing to Michonne and Danai. You know what I mean? I adored Chandler for Michonne, and for Michonne, Carl is her healer. Everything she and Rick do is to protect Carl. So this is kind of the worst nightmare realized for him to reveal the bite at the end of the last episode. These are very resourceful people who do everything they can. Rick and Michonne don't really stop easily. What do you do when that's what you're facing? So yeah, I was devastated. Michonne was devastated. So again, this one thing I wanted to cover, this thing right here. Everything she and Rick do is to protect Carl. That is so true, because obviously Rick and Michonne are fighting for the future. We saw that way back in season 7, like episode 12 or like episode 8 too. They were talking about the future. They were like, we gotta fight for the future, and that's why they don't send Carl to war. Like at first I thought Carl would join the war because he's a little older in the TV show and in the comics, but still no, he's not going to war. His job is to protect Alexandria. And even way back at the prison, they never, Rick never let Carl go to the governor, Woodbury. So Rick has always been, I think, maybe over too protective of Carl, and maybe that's why it led Carl to go out in the woods and always do dumb shit, which leads to his demise. But yeah, I think Carl's always out doing his own stuff because Rick and Michonne always protect him. But I'm not blaming Rick and Michonne for this by no means. They're doing a good job. They don't care about themselves. They're protecting their families and the people at home, like even Judith and Maggie's unborn child. So they're fighting for the future. They don't really care about themselves. They're not selfish. They want the saviors done for and a bright future for all the children and stuff. That's why all these people are going to war. So again, they're all devastated, and I think I'm most scared to see Michonne's reaction in episode 9, because Michonne and Carl are really close. Like even back in season 4, remember when they were walking together scavenging, they would always talk about they would always talk about stuff to each other that they don't really tell anybody else. So they're really close. Like Michonne looks at Carl as a son, I'm sure. And now that Carl's gone, Michonne's gonna take it so hard, and we even seen her in a couple of trailers that she's crying and even upset at Dwight and kind of pissed off and taking her anger out on Dwight. And Rick is like yelling Michonne because like she's really upset, and I'm sure she's gonna go like crazy. And Rick too. I think they're both gonna go crazy over this, and it's gonna take at least a couple episodes for them to, you know, get their heads back into the war. But that is the interview with Danai Gurira. I wanted to cover that really quickly because I'm really excited for Michonne and Danai Gurira in general, because Danai Gurira is having a hot year. Walking Dead, Black Panther, which I just reviewed on my channel if you want to go check that out, and then obviously Infinity War coming out. So I'm excited to see Danai Gurira in the second half of season 8 as Michonne. Again, it's been a while. It's been a long break between the half season, so I'm excited, but I'm kind of nervous to see their reactions to Carl's Carl's final goodbye. But I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like rating. And if you want more Walking Dead content like this, be sure to subscribe. And if you have any thoughts, opinions, or anything, be sure to leave it in the description down below. Or not description down below, comment section down below, because I love interacting with people talking about The Walking Dead. But thanks again for watching. It's been All Things Film. And until next time, peace.